She pooped inside of me, y'all. Okay, I didn't really want to cover the tree. Actually, I kind of want to scoot over a little bit. Sorry. I did like nothing. Anyway, this, if you can't tell by the title, it's going to be my super long story time / labor and delivery, how I went into labor for 21 hours video. I don't know what I'm gonna name it just yet, but we'll see. Anyway, so I have a super long story, but I'm gonna try to condense it because I don't want to just bore you guys, because just staring at a person talking in front of a camera is not that fun. But anyway, without further ado, let's go. So I had my first ever child. I know that sounds weird. I say things in weird ways. Anyway, so I had my first child. There we go. This January 20th, 2018. My due date was January 21st. Now I'm gonna be saying so many dates within this video, so try to keep up with me because it's a little confusing, but whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna start at 37 weeks. If you've ever been pregnant, you understand that the last 10 weeks of your pregnancy are the most draining. Physically, mentally, and emotionally, just so draining. You are so ready to just give birth and to meet this beautiful creation that God has blessed you with. You are just so tired physically of just walking around because your stomach is huge and you just feel like a walrus, and it's just exhausting. That's a very long time. But anyway, I was 37 weeks and I was having my weekly checkups at the doctor to go in to get my cervix checked for dilation. Not only that, but she was also stripping my membranes. If you don't know what stripping of the membranes are, it's when your doctor enters the cervix and swipes around like the baby's sac. I don't know what the sac is called, but the sac. And then it removes it strips the membranes from the cervix. It's supposed to be a natural induction to labor. Now, I had done so much research before getting this procedure. Not procedure, it wasn't that much, but before getting it done. And I had read and seen videos about how like women would get their membrane stripped and then the day after they'd go into labor, even they'd go into labor the same day. So I was literally like so excited. Like I was like, let's get this going. Like you finna strip my membranes today, she's finna come today. Like I had told my mom to tell people, like, listen, tell everyone she's coming January 3rd, because that was like my 37th day appointment. Anyway, so I was just like, yep, she's coming early. I'm so excited. And she didn't, clearly. I went in for the check. I wasn't dilated, not even half a centimeter, y'all. Like, I was devastated, like so devastated. And the membrane strip did not hurt. Typically they do. So your doctor will tell you to prepare for like a big cramp. And for me personally, just me, I didn't feel anything. And it'll also maybe cause you to bleed a little bit. I didn't. So the membrane strip to me was just a waste of time, but it's neither here or there. So I left in utter disappointment, came back the next week, 38 weeks, possibly another 3 days, and I get the same procedure done. The membrane strip, the checking of the dilation, and guess what, guys? I'm still not dilated, nothing. Bella did not want to come out like whatsoever for any reason. And I really didn't understand it because I was just like so ready for her. I was just like, do you not want to come out and meet me? Like, is that what it is? I know, like, you can hear me Maybe you don't like my voice. Like, I don't know. I was kind of drained mentally of being pregnant, but whatever. So that appointment, my doctor started talking to me about how my next appointment, we were going to schedule my induction because it wasn't looking as if she was going to come. So what happened was, I made it all the way to 39 weeks. 39 weeks, 3 days. It was January 17th, a Wednesday. I went in to the doctor to get my routine checkup. Same procedure, stripping of the membranes, checking of the dilation. And guys, I could have like broke down in tears because I was still not dilated. And I was being selfish, of course. So I wanted her now, like at that moment I wanted her. I didn't want to wait until my due date, which everyone kept telling me, like, why are you trying to rush her? Like, she's not even ready to come. Like, you're 2 weeks ahead of your due date. No, you need to make sure that she's full term and she's this and she's that. And I was just like, but I just want her out. Like, I don't know. Anyway, so I wasn't dilated. At 39 weeks and 3 days, I was not dilated a thing. Not a centimeter, not a half, not a millimeter, nothing, y'all. And she did the stripping. This time I did bleed. I did bleed a little bit, not like a whole grip of blood, but just like a little spotting. And that was that. So Thursday, January 18th, the following day, I was at my 3-year-old school literally all day. And I know that's a little confusing because I did say that I just had my first baby in January. I have a 3-year-old stepdaughter, and I was at her school all day, and I was having the worst cramping ever. And it wasn't even like stomach cramps, it was my back. I couldn't even sit in a chair. I had to stand up and twist and turn. And mind you guys, because this is my first child, I'm not even understanding like why I'm in pain. I'm just thinking, oh, it's just back pain from being pregnant. So I'm like trying to like do this and do that, and nothing is working. And I'm just like, I am so uncomfortable. So finally around 3:30ish, my husband and I dropped my stepdaughter off to, I don't ever call her my stepdaughter. I'm not gonna do that on camera either. So my husband and I dropped Kai off at my aunt's house, and we headed to triage. We packed up the car expecting to be in labor. And so I went to triage, and they checked my dilation, and I'm thinking that I'm gonna be dilated at least something. And guys, I was dilated half a centimeter. Half a centimeter. I mean, not even just one, half a centimeter. I was livid. Like I was so upset. And because the extent of my like contractions weren't like very aggressive, they couldn't like keep me. They couldn't admit me. My water hadn't broke. I wasn't like crawling on the floor. I wasn't, you know, in dire need of being induced or anything. So they were literally just like, well, call us back when you can't move. And I was like, are you serious? So she's like, yeah, you're not having your baby right now. You're just having contractions. I'm sorry. You're barely even dilated. So they sent me home. Great. Which brings us to Friday, January 19th, 2018. I was on the couch literally all day. I was in so much pain. Actually, the really, really bad contractions started, getting my words confused, Thursday night. The night they sent me back home is when those contractions started kicking my butt. Like, I could not move. I was literally like oh my God, this hurts so bad. What is this? Like, this is not okay. And all day Friday, I'm sorry if you can hear the squeaking of this chair because it's like raggedy, but we gotta make it work. So I could not move all day Friday. I was in so much pain. I didn't cry, although I'm a crybaby. So let's see. Up until about 4 o'clock, no, maybe like 2-ish. It took me a while to get ready, y'all. Like, it took me a while. I'm like moving slow because I'm in pain. But my mother-in-law was just like, you guys just go to the hospital. Like, if she's in tears, which I was, at the end of the day, I was starting to like tear up because I was like, I'm sick of this. I could barely sleep. I could barely do anything. I don't even think I was eating. I could barely do anything. I was in so much pain, but she was like, you guys need to go to the hospital. So I stood up from the couch and I had immediately felt like a gush of water. And I was so oblivious. Like my whole entire labor and delivery story, I was just so oblivious. If I could like title it, it would be Oblivion. But I didn't know what it was. I had always heard of water breaking. I'd always heard of, a woman's amniotic fluid, breaking. The sac broke. But in my head, I had pictured just a gush of water just coming out of like her pants, like just, I don't know, TV stuff. That wasn't the case here. I had a little gush of water come out. I went to the bathroom and my underwear was dry. They were dry, y'all. Like, I was just like, okay, doesn't make any sense. I know it sounds weird, but I had nothing. So I went to the hospital and I'm like, y'all, listen, I'm in pain. Like, I don't want to go home. Like, this hurts. Take her out of me. And the nurse was like, well, has your water broken? And I'm like, you know what? I'm not sure. And she's like, okay, well, we're going to have to check. If you're unable to tell us, then we need to go inside to see if your sac has broken. So she left, went to go get the clamps that they use when they give you a pap smear. And I was turned on my side, of course, because I was just in so much pain. And when she came back, she told me to flip over to lay on my back so she could start the exam. As soon as this is the bed, this is me. As soon as I flipped, just a gush of water just came out. And, well, the fluid came out. And I was like, it happened again. Like, look. And she looks and she's like, oh yeah, your water did just break. She's like, well, you're not going home. And if y'all can see the look on my face, when I say I had the biggest smile, I was happy. Like, all the contractions, I don't even remember feeling them in that moment. All I remember is grabbing my phone and calling just, Mom, I'm about to get admitted. I was just so excited. So mind you guys, this is January 19th. At this time, it's I got to the hospital around 4:30 p.m. I got admitted around 6, maybe 6. It was probably 6 at the time that I actually got admitted because I still had to do all my tests and stuff like that while I was in triage. So I didn't get my actual room until around like 6:30-ish. Yeah. So fast forward to me being in my room. I'm going through so much pain. I was trying to be a champ, y'all. Like, I was trying to champ it out and not get the epidural because I wanted to prove to myself, I wanted to prove to others that I could handle this pain and I could do it natural. And that was not the case because I'm a loser. Like, I can't stand pain. Like, I can't. So I broke down and got the epidural. I didn't get the epidural actually for a couple hours. I bounced on the little bouncy ball. My mom did my makeup. I had tons of visitors coming in just to visit me. What else? I was surfing my phone. I was just trying to do things. I actually got this other medicine. I'm not sure of the name. I don't remember it, but it's like a short-term temporary medicine that they give you, I think in your IV. I don't know, don't get me to lying, but it kind of makes you sleepy. And it kind of helps you just kind of like relax because, you know, the pain hurts or whatever, but kind of eases the pain for a little while. But it's not like a permanent solution like an epidural. So this is where it gets crazy. Not too crazy. I'm making it sound worse than it is. Anyway, so I finally broke it down and get the epidural around like 10 p.m. because I just couldn't take it. So a lot of people don't tell you that epidural is not fun. So an epidural, I didn't see like the actual utensils. Sorry, my back is actually starting to hurt talking about the epidural, y'all. But they have this long whatever that they insert in your back, and you become numb from the waist down. That's fine with me. If I can't feel these contractions, I'm cool. So guys, as soon as you get the epidural, you are not able to leave your bed. Like I said, I was cool. They insert a catheter, so you're able to still use the bathroom whenever necessary, and that is that. I don't remember getting the catheter. Hi. You woke up. I don't remember getting the catheter. I did get the catheter, but I don't remember like the pain. Everybody says catheters hurt, but I don't recall. But, oh, I just lost my train of thought. Because I'm focusing on your beautiful face. Anyway, so yes, I got the epidural, wasn't able to move, felt amazing. I was able to hold conversations without having to stop and like die inside a little bit. I was able to surf my phone and chill. So finally, night is falling, midnight is coming. I'm sound asleep. Then 2 a.m. hits. Y'all, when I tell you I have never been so agitated, them contractions started kicking my butt. Mind y'all, I have this epidural inside of me, so I'm not really supposed to be feeling nothing. But these contractions are coming in like a wrecking ball, quote unquote, Miley. Like I'm dead serious. You need to sit down or you're gonna fall. Like it hurts. So we're calling the nurse back in because it's 2 a.m. I've had the epidural in for about 6 hours now. Mind y'all, this whole time I'm still not dilating. So if anything, I've dilated maybe 2 centimeters, which was only maybe 1.5 centimeters since I came inside of the hospital. Ridiculous, I know. So trying to recall these moments. It was 11 months ago, so forgive me. But we call the nurse in and she's literally like stuck. She's like, I don't even know like what we could do because this has never happened before. Like usually the epidural, you get it once and you're good. And I'm like, it's not working. Like, what do you mean? And she's like, well, you know, she was pregnant too. So I of course I didn't talk to her like that, but Lord knows I wanted to. But I was just like, she actually was like, we can bring in the anesthesiologist again to perform, another epidural on you. I said, listen, lady, we need to do whatever we got to do because this ain't it. So she makes everyone leave the room because another thing, when you get epidural, people were not allowed to be in the room other than, you know, your significant other, which in my case was my husband, and then the nurse and the anesthesiologist. So everybody has to wear a face mask, and yeah. So he comes in. Nobody tells y'all this, but I'm gonna be straight up. Getting your epidural removed from your back is worse than getting it put in because they tape up the back, like your back, to keep the epidural in place. And in order for them to remove the epidural, they have to snatch the tape off your back. And that is, if I could say that's worse than contractions, it's not, but it's like close to. It hurts so bad. It hurts so doggone bad. I ain't even gonna talk about that. But so I handled that like a champ because whatever. And then I got my second epidural. By this time, it's maybe around 3-ish in the morning. And I get my epidural and I'm good to go, y'all. Let me backtrack because I skipped a really important step in my whole entire labor and delivery story. So maybe a day, or not a day prior, but Friday, whenever I'd use the bathroom, I started to see a green substance in my pee. I know this is TMI, but hopefully you're a woman watching this and you've gone through it or you're going to go through it. Anyway, I started to notice something green and a little, I don't even know how to put it. It was just green in my pee. And I was like, what is this? I was extremely constipated and it was just, oh my God. So when I actually got admitted, I mentioned that to the doctor and I was like, hey, you know, I've been having a lot of green coming out in my pee. It was like green discharge. And she was like, oh, that's normal, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, okay, you know, I just wanted to let you know, because, you know, it's the first time, I don't know nothing. And she, maybe an hour, or maybe it was the next day, I don't remember exactly when she noticed it, but she was changing my under bedding. And she's like, oh, she's like, I see what you mean about the green discharge now. That's actually called, y'all, I didn't Google anything before I started this video, so don't shoot me if I get this name wrong. That's actually called, I think, meconium. Let me tell y'all what that is. That is poop. And I was like, what is that? She's like, oh, your baby just pooped in you. She did what? My blood pressure probably went up for like 0.5 seconds because I literally could have flipped a table. Not because I was mad or anything, but because I was so scared. I had read so much about how dangerous it was for your babies to poop inside of you, that I was like so much in disbelief. Like, I don't know even how to put it in words. I was so just terrified because to know that my daughter pooped in me, I was like, oh my God, she's gonna be harmed. Like, what are we gonna do? So time is just passing. Okay, fast forward to 3 a.m. I'm finally having my second epidural. I'm cool, I'm chilling. I am probably at this point 4 centimeters dilated. Mind y'all, I had been already admitted. I'd already been in the hospital for almost 12 hours and I'm only at like 4 centimeters dilated. So morning hits, daylight comes, and they start to give me Pitocin because I'm not dilating fast enough. I'm trying to not talk so fast, but I'm trying to speed it up just because my time is running out. But they gave me Pitocin, which is a inducer. Is that a word? It induces labor. So they gave me that to try to speed up my contractions and to allow me to open and dilate quicker because Miss Bella Rose was not trying to come. Okay, so like I said, I had her so long ago. I don't even remember all the details, but all I can remember is, I don't remember times exactly, but I started to, it was probably around 10 to 11 where I started to feel like I had to poop. I felt like I just had to take the biggest number 2 ever. I was gonna say something different, but I'm a lady, so let me be classy. And I kept calling the nurse, and I know she was getting sick and tired of me, but I kept calling her like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Like, I don't know what y'all can do, but I gotta go poop. And y'all not doing nothing. And I just really need to go to the bathroom. And so I had her come, and she's just like, it's just the baby's head. It's just the pressure. And I was just like, okay, well, if you say so. And I had her check a couple times my dilation, and she's just like, sorry honey, like you're only 7, you're only 5 centimeters. And I'm just like, what do you mean? She's like, you have to be 10 in order for us to you know, start the pushing. And I'm not even close, y'all. 5 is not close. And I mean, depending on your baby, depending on how your, you know, dilation process is going, you can literally dilate from 5 to 10 in 2 minutes. That wasn't the case for me. 12 o'clock hits, and I'm just like, listen, we got, something's going on. It's probably not even 12. It's probably like 12 and some change, probably like 12, 15, 12, 20. And I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Y'all playing, like y'all playing. I need to go to the bathroom, cut this bit. Like at this point, I'm already surrendering to a C-section. But it wasn't even really an option for me. They didn't even give me the option, which is a good thing. So 12 something comes, and she's like, I don't want to keep checking your dilation because it's, you know, there's a risk of infection and this. And I'm like, okay, listen, one more time, please check me one more time, because at this point I'm just ready to go. So she finally checks me. I don't know exactly what time it was, but it had to be around like 12. Maybe 12:20, I don't know, 12:30. She checks me, and your girl is dilated to 10 centimeters. And I was so freaking excited. Like I could have screamed, and I probably did. I just don't remember. But I was so excited to finally be 10 centimeters. Y'all, it took me 3 days from Wednesday, the 17th to the 20th to be dilated to 10 centimeters. And I was like, thank you, like finally. So lo and behold, everybody comes in, and it's finally time to start pushing. I started pushing literally at like 1 o'clock. It took me 30 minutes. I don't know how many pushes. It was a bunch of pushes, but it only took me about 30 minutes to finally push the little girl out. And at 1:32, January 20th, 2018, I finally gave birth to my precious little angel. And I was overjoyed. I was so excited. Because she had defecated inside of me, they had to immediately suction her with the bulb syringe. They had to suction her nose and her mouth out so she wouldn't ingest any of the, like I said, I think it's called meconium, but so she wouldn't ingest that and get an infection or become sick or anything like that. So finally, they got her out. I am free. I could have like partied. But let me tell y'all, let me just be so transparent, and you guys are probably gonna be like, we didn't need to know all of that, but I'm gonna let y'all know because one of y'all is gonna have to go through this one day. The doctor came in, placed her hands like this over my area and stretched it the heck out. I mean, that hurt worse than everything had hurt combined. And I didn't know that happened. Like, I didn't know that was supposed to happen. Nobody ever warned me and said, you're gonna be stretched out, so be prepared because your doctor's gonna go like that and blah, blah, blah. Like, no, she just came, did that, and I could have died. It hurt so bad. But it got my child out. I had the mirror there, so I was able to see her. And I didn't, my eyes weren't open. I seen her a little bit. She allowed me to put my hand down there to feel. Such a magical experience. And honestly, I would do it all over again because I am so in love with my child. You guys, if you follow me on Snap or Instagram, you guys know how much I am in love with that little girl, as mean as she is. But anyway, so there's more, which I'm not gonna get into too much detail about. I might do that in another video if you guys want to hear a little bit about it. But what I'm talking about is my daughter never ended up making it to my, I was gonna say hotel, my hospital bedside. She never made it to my hospital bedside. So as soon as I gave birth to her, they noticed that she was breathing extremely fast, and that's not normal. Fast breathing in babies is normal because their lungs are new, they're still developing, and they're just now learning how to breathe outside of the womb. But her breathing was probably way faster than this. And they did some blood tests, and it showed that her white blood count cells were extremely elevated. So she was sent to the nursery, where they just go and evaluate the baby until they get, test results back. So I don't want to cry. I'm not gonna cry. Anyway, I'm a G. So anyway, as a first-time mother, that's like kind of, oh my God, I am gonna cry. No, I have makeup. No crying, no crying. Makeup. Oh my God. Okay, so as a first-time mother, that's like something that's super devastating. If you cry, I'm not, oh my God, don't do that. Don't cry. It's been 11 months. You're fine. You're over it. So it was so devastating to have to literally just give birth to a child and have her like whisked away. So she was in the nursery while I was in the room, and I didn't even want to stay in the room. As soon as I got in the room, I told them, give me my wheelchair. Sorry, I did not mean to clap. Give me my wheelchair. I'm going to the nursery. So that's exactly what I did. Me and my husband, we went to the nursery, and I was able to hold her and do all that stuff. They get a phone call while we're in the nursery saying that my daughter was to be admitted to the NICU, the NICU, the Neonatal Intensive Care Unit. For those who don't know what the acronyms stand for, that's what it is. It's a ICU unit for infants. I had just given birth to a baby who appeared to be extremely healthy. She was 7 pounds 8 ounces. That is a perfect weight for a newborn. She was full term, bless you. And she was getting whisked away to the NICU. There was nothing, oh my God, I'm gonna cry again. Don't cry. There was nothing but literally like tears all day. I'm not gonna cry. You're not gonna cry. She's here, I have her, she's beautiful, I love her. There's no reason to cry. Are you gonna cry too? Don't cry, it's okay, you're good now. So, yeah, so she went to the NICU, and I stayed down there the whole time. And they actually ended up running her test, and it showed that she had an infection in her body. Now, I kind of want to backtrack because I didn't mention this before. I had actually got group B strep, which is an infection that you are at risk of getting while being pregnant. It's curable. All I had to do was get some penicillin in my IV as soon as I went into the hospital. And that's exactly what we did. However, because I had possibly more than likely been in labor a lot longer than, or my water had broke a lot longer than I had thought it did, she contracted it. She had contracted my group B strep and was in the NICU, excuse me, getting treated for that. Now, I was hoping I was going to be able to bring her home, and that was not the case. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about the NICU experience because I'll do that in a whole nother video, but I will just say that my daughter was in the NICU for oh my God, I'm going to cry, don't cry. My daughter was in the NICU for a whole week. I know, it's so sad. Anyway, like I said, she's here now. Whew, y'all, I cannot be messing up my makeup. Anyway, so my daughter was in the NICU for a whole week, and I have her today. Yeah, and she is the healthiest, vibrantest, sassiest 10-month, almost 11-month, almost 1-year-old. I know, guys, she's turning 1 year old on January 20th. That is in a month. Oh my God, I can't even believe it. It's literally been a year since all of this happened. Oh my God, I could cry about that too, but I'm not going to, because big girls don't cry, right, Fergie? Got you, girl. Anyway, so yeah, that is my 21-hour, possibly longer than that, labor and delivery story. This video has been so freaking long. I don't even understand why. Maybe because my labor was so long. But from getting my membrane stripped 3 times, why are you crying? I got my membrane stripped 3 times. I wasn't dilating. I went into the hospital at 4 p.m. and had her at 1 p.m. the next day. She pooped inside of me, y'all. I had to be induced anyway. I had to have 2 epidurals. Y'all, this is like, you typically hear a labor and delivery story about how, you know, somebody had to rush to the hospital because they were maybe in the middle of doing something while, but no, this is literally, like, this is the craziest labor and delivery story that I've personally heard. I don't really watch too many of those videos, but this is my crazy labor and delivery story. Anyway, I'm not gonna keep rambling because that's exactly what I'm doing now. My labor and delivery story is over. I wanna keep making YouTube videos. This is my first YouTube video ever, so bear with me. I know I said a lot of ums. And I had to fix something on my phone, sorry. I know I said a lot of ums and I know I stalled a little bit, but I wanna start putting out more content. I just need ideas. So if you have any ideas, questions, comments, concerns, you can comment down below. Hit the subscribe button because your girl wants to grow, and thumbs up. Because this is my first video, so I'm not expecting you guys to just be like, oh my God, this is, you know, so perfect. You know, this is not, like, give me real feedback. Like, let me know how you guys' labor and delivery story was. Let me know what you guys would want to see me do. I'm trying to get better at this because I'm not used to sitting in front of a camera just talking. But yeah, so let me know what you guys want to see. I'm gonna try to condense this video as much as I can. I need to go tend to my child. I wanted her to be in the video, but she was asleep. Now she's awake, so let me go do that, and I will see you guys later. Say hi. You gonna wave? You're waving down here, but you gotta wave up here. Say hi. You gonna say bye? Say bye-bye. You can't wave down there. You have to wave up here so they can see. Say bye-bye.